SK sirக்கு ஏதோ ஒரு லுக் இருக்கு.
There is one or two more looks.
There is a surprise for us with the looks apart from the
Yes.
trailer.
இந்த தீபாவளிக்கு தனித்துவமான நம்ம ஊர் பாரம்பரிய இனிப்புகளை நேட்டிவ் ஸ்பெஷலில் ஆர்டர் செய்து மகிழ்ச்சியுடன் கொண்டாடுங்கள்.
மிஸ்டர் கோல்ட் கடலை எண்ணெய் 1 லிட்டர் வாங்கி ஸ்கிராட்ச் கார்டுல இருக்கும் நம்பரை அப்லோட் பண்ணுங்க, 50 ரூபாய் கேஷ்பேக் பெறுங்க.
தீபஜோதி பஞ்சாதீபம் பூஜா ஆயில். தீபஜோதியில் இல்லங்களிலும் உள்ளங்களிலும் பவித்ரம் பரவட்டும்.
There was a threat because I remember we were shooting and then all of a sudden this news would come that there is an attack that has happened a couple of kilometers away, and then we would look at each other and be like, oh god, we are actually in the middle of it all and it's actually happening.
SK sirக்கு ஏதோ ஒரு லுக் இருக்கு அப்படினு we got an information.
There is one or two more looks, but you must wait for it.
Okay, there is a surprise for us with the looks apart
Yes.
from the trailer, right?
Apart from the trailer.
Yes.
And SK sir and I and all the officers, in fact, we all wanted to do all our action ourselves. And this is hardcore action. There is blast, gun happening. Yeah, obviously a lot of fun, but by the end of the day, we would be like, oh, where is my move? Where is my aerodex? So I am sure that we were under constant judgment of the real army officers, and they were constantly looking at us. Don't you dare make any mistake, and you know. He's like an elder brother. I saw him working really, really hard and he was so committed. Honestly, I feel like a buffoon because I did not know his journey before we actually sat and we started to talk. I really have never really felt so much warmth from any of my co-actors as much as I felt with not just him, I'm very, very close to his daughter Aaradhana also. We used to have a lot of games. Yeah, our family would chill together. And we would spend a lot of time together. My family, his family would. I feel that he can do anything. There is nothing that he cannot do. And he changes like a chameleon. You know, all I feel like is meeting him and just hugging him so tight.
Hi guys, it's Vani here from LittleTalks. So we have Vikram with us. Vanakkam, how are you?
I'm great, Vani. Vanakkam to you as well. One of the few things that I've learned,
yes,
I must do it here. Vanakkam, 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 everyone who's watching.
Yes, of course it is. And we are so happy. நிறைய படங்கள் நீங்க பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. Can you understand Tamil or you can கொஞ்சம் understand Tamil, right?
Kunjam, I understand, yes.
So I have did many films, but a full-length debut Tamil film, Amaran is the first thing, right?
That's correct, yes.
So how did you prepare yourself? How did you loop in? We just want to know, how did you loop in a Tamil film?
I was actually surprised to get a call in the first place for the film because I honestly had no connections with the Tamil film industry. And I one day got a call from the casting team that Rajkumar Perisamy, our beloved director, wanted to meet me for one of the parts in the film. So I just went ahead for the meeting and I got to know it's actually a biopic of two martyred soldiers. And I was really, really excited and I was actually a little nervous also, but I felt like this was like a homage to my father because he was in the army himself. So I instantly said yes to it because I've been wanting to do something which was related to the army because my father wanted to go in wanted me to go in the army in the first place. So I couldn't join, of course, because I had acting on my mind since I was a kid. But then I got to know and then I started to do my research for the part and I read about Sipohi Vikram Singh. I tried to find a couple of pictures of him and I found out that he was very different physically than what I was. He was a really big guy, a sharpshooter, an ace runner. So I started to prepare myself physically first for the part and then came the second hurdle, which was the language. So I learned my Tamil dialogues. I also started to, speak with my fellow actors and the AD team in Tamil, whatever little I could. So it's been a while. I don't mind. It's not still that proper, but I love the language. It's really sweet. So that's how I started the research. We did a lot of ammunition training. We trained with the guns. We trained with real guns. We trained with dummy guns. And it's got a lot of action. It's high impact action. So all of that needed to be done. And I was happy to do it because, an actor doesn't really get that many chances in life to do something which is actually not on center with him. So I felt that this was an opportunity worth grabbing and I tried to dig in my teeth.
So it was nice because Vikram Singh, as you say, he is bulkier and also is very strong. So how do you prepare yourself? Bhuvan is very fun, very comical, but when it's coming to an army man and a strict officer or something, So it could be very challenging for you. So how did you prepare yourself mentally and physically
So
for being a Vikram Singh?
First of all, I thought I would need to run away from the cliches that an army officer needs to be serious all the time, because my father was in the army. They joke with everybody around. In fact, it's like a family also that they form amongst each other, because they live away from their real family for a very, very long time. And yeah, that's how, I started to believe that,
Yes.
first thing that comes to your mind, I shouldn't really abide by that. So there are actually, the moments in the film when you'll actually see them having fun also, which is very important for, I feel, in terms of to see different
Oh.
dimensions of a character. So that also I, started with that. I'm not going to stick to any of the cliches. I'm not going to do how we've always represented a soldier in the movie, that he's supposed to walk like this, talk like this, hold the gun like this. Everything needs to be done. I mean, there are certain protocols. There's a certain decorum that comes with being in the army in terms of the body language and all, which thankfully we had a team to teach us. And yeah, we started to train in that. And as we got into the shoot, and the day I remember first time when I was wearing the uniform and that badge came on my chest that said Vikram Singh here, I think something just got into me. I felt like, it was like an injection. It was a character injection. Somebody instantly injected in me, and I felt that, it does something to you. Wearing that uniform only does something to you. You feel all the more patriotic. You feel all the more responsible towards your country. And I feel that helped us a lot, in many ways.
Okay, that's really great. And how many days did you take to come out from Vikram Singh?
So yeah, the real
Okay,
challenge for me
clear.
actually was to get into the character, get out of it, get into the character again, because I was simultaneously shooting for a lot of other projects also. So it became really, really tough for me, to juggle between
Yes.
different characters and all of that. But it did feel, I did not actually want to come out Vikram Singh's character, because I had started to enjoy it. And
Mhm.
I remember the day shoot got over, I asked my team, can I actually take the name tag as like a souvenir? I don't really take anything from the shoots, but that feeling stayed with me, and I took that thing and I still have it in my cupboard. And I'm really, sort of attached to the film. I know there can't be a sequel to this, but I really, really felt a little disheartened when the film shoot got over,
Yes.
because yeah, I don't know whether it took me time to get out of the character, but I really, really feel, I feel a little nostalgic about the whole time, and I really, really miss wearing the costume.
So we hear that there are some real army officers who have acted in the film. So how was that
They have.
experience? Yes.
It
So
was scary.
in the middle, yes, in the middle, they got called from the mission and they have to run back and then again join. So that would be really.
It was I don't know, it was fascinating, like how immediately they get ready for the mission. And when duty calls, they don't really care about anything else. People usually
Yes.
are fascinated about cinema, and they really enjoy being around a shoot area and all of that. But we saw this happening, and in fact it was very scary also, initially, to be amongst the real army officers and pretend to be one in front of them, because it's a very common phenomena for people who do a certain job to judge other people. Like if an actor
Yes.
sees a movie, first thing an actor
Mm.
will see is acting, right? A director will probably see the direction. The camera person would obviously see the camera work. So I am sure that we were under constant judgment of the real army officers, and they were constantly looking at us, ki, don't you dare make any mistake. And so I felt that there was an examination going on for all of us. And sometimes for the approval of how I did, instead of looking at Raj sir, I would look at the army officers. Did I do the right job, or did I make a mistake? So it was fun, and they readily would. I remember we were shooting this one scene, and they got a call that they had to leave for an immediate mission, and they obviously don't disclose anything. It's of top-notch secret, so they don't really disclose anything. So I remember they had to leave, and the speed at which they got ready, and they left for the thing. It was amazing, like how prepared they are, but they look so cool. They look so casual about things, and that is where I realized that this was day one of shoot. I remember. And that's where I realized that, we've always had this image of army officers in our head. And we need to break that. They were just regular people hanging out,
Yes.
sitting with us, chatting up with us. And the minute duty calls, how they switch. It's like switch on, switch off happening in real life. So
Yes.
it was really, really inspiring for us.
Okay, okay. And also the sets that you have visited, the location of the shoot was the real Mukund state places, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So
And
that
there
one.
is a board there that has Major Mukund and Sepoy Vikram's name over there. And I remember I did not know that. And we had finished the shot. I think we had broken for lunch and we were going back towards Vanity. SK sir was also there and I was also there. And he stood and he was looking at a board. So I just casually asked him, "What are you looking at?" And then all of a sudden, we saw both the names on the board over there. Ashok Chakra winner, not winner, awardee, Major Mukund and Sipohi Vikram. And it just stuck to us that these people have actually given up their lives to the country. And it's a big responsibility on our shoulders. So yeah, that made us a little more serious about our jobs, I feel.
And the stunts master, we have to talk about them because Anbari master and Stephen are very serious with the stunts and everything.
No,
So
they
other
are
crew
not.
members,
I think that is an image they put in the public. I had a lot of fun talking to both of them, especially Anbarev. I really, really enjoyed their action and I really, really had a great time. We all had authentic South Indian lunch. We all sat together, we ate together, and Stefan also is really fun. They all put up this image. I don't know for what reason or joy that they're very serious people, and because quote unquote they're action people, so they obviously need to be serious all the time. But they were a lot of fun. I really had a lot of good conversations with them, and I really want to work with both of them again.
okay. So how was the stunt and action sequence for you? How was the
Oh, it
experience?
was demanding. Demanding is the word. It would take a toll on us because it's a lot of action, and we would, sort of incline towards doing it ourselves, whatever was possible. And SK sir and I, and all the officers, in fact, we all wanted to do all our action ourselves because also, at the end of the day, it's like it's fun for actors, to do action, and this is hardcore action. There is blast gun happening, and I would feel that when else will I possibly get a chance to do this again? I hope I will, but I just hope that till the time I don't, I should make the most of it. So it was, yeah, obviously a lot of fun, but by the end of the day we would be like, oh, where is my move, where is my aerodex?
Okay. So it was that kind of painful thing we can say.
It was a sweet pain, let's just say that.
Okay.
I mean, the people were really sweet only there, but then it was also scary because the area in itself is very sensitive. But I feel it was very well lined up by the production, so we did not really feel any difficulty per se. But obviously, there was a threat because I remember we were shooting, and then all of a sudden, this news would come that there is an attack that has happened a couple of kilometers away. And then we would look at each other and be like, oh God, we are actually
Okay.
in the middle of it all and it's actually happening. So we sit in the comfort of our homes and we see news on television. We obviously empathize or sympathize with whatever is happening around, but when you're in the middle of what is happening, it's a completely different feeling altogether. So I just, it just stuck to me that, we're privileged. We are sitting in our homes comfortably because there are officers who are looking after us and the country. So that feeling, although my father being in the army, I never really felt that way. But this just happened when we were there, and it was really, really difficult because, there is danger everywhere.
Yes, yes, of course. And since we're talking about the team, so Rashtriya Rifles, right? Am I pronouncing right?
Yes,
Rashtriya
yes,
Rifles. Yes,
yes.
that's a strong name, but we are not aware of what the department does or what does the film go around. So can you
For that,
explain like
you must, no, I will not explain. For that, you must
okay,
watch the film and you
okay,
will get a lot of good idea about what is going to happen, what exactly is that they do. And we are shooting in 44 Ara. That's the exact same camp which
yes.
we belonged to, our characters or the real officers belonged to. And you will get a better idea when you see the film, what exactly as to what they do.
Okay, super. So we'll do that. And the combinations of Major Mukund and Vikram Singh, we loved it because the every frame says every story. We know it. But how was that for you working with SK sir Abhinamodu? How was that feeling?
He's like an elder brother. I don't really, I think we were inseparable when the shoot was happening because we every day post backup we were eating together, we were taking strolls together, we were just hanging out together all the time, on set, off set. I think he became my family for those 40-45 days when we were shooting. And he's an adorable, he's a gem of a person. I really have never really felt so much warmth from any of my co-actors as much as I felt with my dear brother. And that's how we address each other every time. When it comes to Chennai for the audio launch, that's I said it then also, that he's my buddy, he's my bhai. I really, really feel like that about him. In fact, not just him, I'm very, very close to his daughter Aaradhana also. We used to have a lot of games. Yeah, our family would chill
You
together.
spoke with her.
Yeah, we would spend a lot of time together. My family, his family, we would spend a lot of time together. We went to the Aru Valley
Okay.
together, and a lot of good times. I have a lot of good BTS videos which I'm hoping to bring out after the film releases.
Sure, we are waiting for it. He's such
So
a
am I.
cutie pie, right?
He is adorable. He's I don't know. He's pure. That's the word for him. He's pure to the core. Oh, that
Yes, of
rhymes.
course. Pure to the core. Okay. And the amount of efforts that you and SK sir put together, right? Holding the
Mhm.
gun, you said it's a real gun. How much kg would that be? Like
It's
real gun.
heavier. It's good. Some
Yeah.
8-9 kgs more than that.
Appa. Okay, so how much efforts did he put to pull out that character? As a friend or as a colleague, how did you see that?
I saw him working really, really hard, and he was so committed. And in fact, I honestly feel like a buffoon because I did not know his journey before we actually sat and we started to talk. So I felt the amount of commitment that he has towards the things that he's doing. It's incredible. And I was in awe because he was all, I would sometimes, get a little restless with things happening because it was obviously physically very draining. But SK sir was like this one Zen. I think he had achieved nirvana, and he was like he has given Amaran his all, 100%. And every day on set would be like a new lesson for me. I would feel that there's so much to learn from this man, and he's obviously done so much more. I'm relatively much newer in this field, and he's done so much more. He's had such an incredible journey, but still look at the amount of commitment he has. He would train every day. He would be very serious about his action. If anything, he felt like is even, and film is also an edited medium, right? You can edit things
Yes.
out, but if he wouldn't be happy with even a single thing, and he felt that that can be bettered, he would leave no stone unturned. And that's the level of commitment he has, and it's beautiful to see somebody doing that.
Okay, that's really great. And we hear that there is another look in the film. What would
There are
that be?
he
Same as a look?
has many looks in
Yeah.
the film. Yeah.
SK sirக்கு ஏதோ ஒரு லுக் இருக்கு அப்படின்னு
Yeah.
we got an information that we
Yes,
didn't
now
see
the
in the
trailer
trailer.
is out. You saw it in the trailer, I guess.
Okay, there is nothing other than the trailer. There is
There is a
nothing
little,
other looks.
yeah, there is one, I think one or two more looks, but you must wait for it.
Okay, there is a surprise for us with the looks apart from the
Yes,
trailer, right?
apart from the trailer
Yes.
also.
Yes, thanks for sharing that. We are very, very much awaited to.
I have a really, really cool picture and a video of us wearing something which is very, very not army, and going for a mission together, which I'll obviously share after the film releases.
And also, we want to know the Farzi's Firoz character. You nailed it, and you got so many fans in Tamil also. So, the bonding with Vijay Sethupathi, sir, we want to know that first.
Oh, that man is a walking, talking institution of acting in himself. He is so humble. He is so down to earth. And sometimes I wouldn't really believe. I said, is he acting? Somebody can be like this, but he is another level of, all I feel like is meeting him and just hugging him so tight. And he is, again, and he's an amazing man. I really, really enjoyed. We did not get to shoot a lot of scenes together because in the show we
Yes.
technically have just one scene together. But I think I would consider myself fortunate that I got to spend a lot of time with him offset. And I feel that he can do anything. There is nothing that he cannot do. And he changes like a chameleon.
Okay.
Just say action and he's going to be a different person. And I remember we were shooting that scene that we were shooting in the parking lot, and that's an action scene where he has to fall down, do a roll, get up, and all of that. I remember the action people came and they said, "Sir, we'll put a crash mat and all of that so that you're safe and all of that." He's like, "Sir, what, sir? For what?" So he said, "Though you have to fall down and do a roll, and then we have to do the scene. We might have to do a couple of takes." He said, "No problem, sir. No problem. I'll do it. I'll do it." He did not take a crash mat. He did not take any safety equipments, nothing like that. And he did it in one take. And it was flawless. And that's the kind of experience and that's the kind of mastery he has over the job. Amazing. I had so many conversations with him, and he's an amazing person. The more I say, the less it is.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. And definitely, Sepoy Vikram would be a real great hit because the effort that you put in personally is what it's gonna impact the audience. அப்படின்னு நினைக்கிறேன். So yes, thank you so much for spending your time. It was
Thank you so
amazing talking to
much.
you. We would expect
Likewise.
you to to act in more Tamil films.
I am also looking forward to it. In fact, I called the gentleman who dubbed for me in Tamil for Farzi. I arranged for his number. I asked Rajkumar sir that please can you arrange for his number, because I think it's because of him that I got so much love from Chennai. And I called him and I told him that today I think it's just because of you somebody's reached out to me for a Tamil film. So big thank you. And I'm also hoping to do a lot of good stuff further ahead in I actually don't like to call it Tamil cinema. I feel our cinema, because I feel there's one. I feel like I should do more films in Tamil language per se. That I'm going to just stick to that.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for spending your time. All
Thanks
the
for
best
your
for
time.
Amaran.
Thank you. Please watch it. And do see
Definitely
the
we will.
BTS videos later.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye. Thanks for your time.